Hello, here is Marcelo. Let's create websites that look and feel great, no matter which device are you using. Yes, and for that we need to talk about web responsive design patterns. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, why is so important to talk about web responsive design patterns? What we want to avoid is to see on the page contents that seems that are flowing off the page, or the texts that are too small that you have to pinch or zoom it to try to see something. Let's see some examples what I'm talking about. For instance, this website here, it's open in my desktop. You can see that the text is already too small for many people to read. And if you want to see how it will be displayed in an iPhone 6, for example, you see that the text are too small, okay? Another website, this website here, is already too small to see, and if look how it will be displayed in my iPhone 6, okay? So it's too small and we want to avoid this, okay? Design pattern is a generable, repeatable solution to make the website responsive. What it means responsive? It means that the website will be able to display the content appropriately in any device. For example, the content like text, image will be displayed correctly in smartphone, iPhone, up to notebook and desktop. This means website responsive. Okay? And what are the most responsive design patterns used nowadays? You have column drop, most fluid, layout shifter, and off canvas. And in this video we'll talk about specifically about column drop. Okay? We will not use any specific library or framework. We use only HTML to make the structure of the homepage, CSS to make the style, and for that we need to know a little bit about Flexbox and Media Query, and we interact a little bit with this homepage, and we using the programming language JavaScript. JavaScript is a high-level interpreted language that we will be using here. However, to make the column drop design, we need specific to work more with CSS. In fact, I will explain a little bit more. I will try to explain in fact everything that I'm doing to make the video understandable as possible. Okay, this is a series of 4 videos that I'm doing. This is the first video. If you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like it, please don't forget thumbs up, okay? So let's go. So what's the best way to learn column drop? Is to implement it. So what we will implement today? We implement this website today, as you can see here, okay? So this website shows the whole viewport as width of 1920 pixels, okay? And each box here represents as columns. So we can say that we have 5 columns. My viewport showed me 5 columns from 1 to 5 here with different colors, okay? And it has the name column drop because the column will start to drop as soon as you decrease the viewport. So for example, I start to decrease the viewport here in my website. So let's open here the develop tools. And you see that at some point you see that it decreases. Start 5 columns per line. I have in this case 2, and then if I keep decreasing my viewport, the width of my viewport, I have only 1 column per line stacked vertically. Okay, so this is the column drop pattern. It behaves exactly like this. Okay, this is not a real project, it's only an example how to implement it. But I will show to you now how it is column drop implemented in a real project that I have done. So, for example, Restaurant review app is a project I have done. You see here at the header, the name, the map, the filter, and here is a container that I implement column drop here. We have now, let's say, 3 columns per line. As soon as I decrease my viewport, I will keep decreasing. You have 2. I keep decreasing more, and you see at some point I have only 1 column per line. But you see that the content, it's play perfect. Does not matter which device are you using. If I use iPhone 6, you see how the content are displayed. Okay, perfect in iPhone 6. Okay, so this is a real example of column drop, of implementation of this design pattern. Okay, so let's implement this. For that, I will use the text editor Atom that you can download it here at this website. In fact, you can use any text editor as you want. I will only use Atom here because I'm used to it, but you can use Visual Studio or you can use other text editor. And in this text editor, I'm using this package here, Emmet plugin, Atom Editor, to help me to edit the things faster. I'll show to you how it works. If you like, you can install this package in your Atom editor. And I also use an Atom live server that show to me at real time the change that I'm doing. For example, I change my HTML file. As soon as I save, I can see the real change here, like as you are seeing here. You write something here and you see the real change in your homepage. Okay, so let's implement it. I already opened here, as you can see, my text editor, Atom. Okay, and let's create a new file. And this file is our HTML file. So I save as index.html file. Okay, this will be the structure of our document. Yet we need also a CSS file that will do the style of our document. So let's save style.css. And we need a third file that will be our JavaScript file. So we save a js.js. Okay, so we have the 3 files here. This is the folder where the 3 files are. So let's type the structure of the element. I told before that I was using this package here, Emmet, okay, because it helped me to edit. Instead to edit everything line by line, I can type HTML column 5 because I want to type HTML5, and I press tab. He gave to me the whole code. Let's remove this here. The whole HTML code that I need to start my web page. Okay, and on the right side here, I'm using another package for Atom. There's Atom Live Server that is running here at the right side. This means that if I type something here, save, you can see direct here at my homepage here. Okay, it's live server that show to me my homepage live. So everything that we are doing here, we can see live how it is changing. Okay. It's not the scope of this course to explain HTML or something like this. I want to explain only what is column drop. So I will give a brief overview of each line here. Okay, only briefly. So the first line defines this document to be HTML. So let's write a comment. This is the way that write a comment in HTML5. What do this first line? Defines this document to be HTML5. Okay, that let's save that we want to write. Okay, perfect. Okay, what does this second line? The second line, this is the HTML line, is the root element of an HTML page. You have a start tag here and an end tag here, and you see that homepage is in English. This reason that I have this here. Okay, this is the root element of my homepage. Okay, and then after that we have the head element here. Okay, so let's write here what the header is. Okay, so the header contains the meta information about the document. Okay, it will be not displayed what is in the header in your web page, but it's to be machine parsable. Okay, it's typically used to specify specific things of the home page that the browser needs to know. For example, at the line 4 here, we have this meta tag, né? This is a meta tag char set, and what this does is specify the character encoding in HTML. Okay, this is what it does. Okay, so we have in the line below here something very important for column drop or web responsive design. Okay, at this line here, at line 6, because HTML5 introduced a method to let the web designs take control over the viewport. Okay, and this is what this line below is doing, is set the scale 1 by 1 between deep is device independent pixel and CSS. Okay, so we need only this, you need only CSS, we need only this line here. This other line, line 8, do the same but for Internet Explorer or Edge browsers. Okay, and this is the title of the document that you set like column drop. Okay, column drop. Okay, perfect. This is the head of the my document. Okay, and what more I need in the header? I need to attach it these two files here, style and JavaScript. I can do this in the header. So for example, let's attach it CS to my web page. Né? Let's put a CSS to my home page. So we have to write link, tab, and comment the whole code. This is the reason that's very nice to use this library here that I told before, Emmet. Okay? So this here is my file style.css. Okay? And we can also put here the JavaScript file. It's better to put in the end of the code. Okay? Right before the end tag of the body, but even though I can put also here, it's no problem. Script, okay, and then here I have to say where it is, js.js. Okay, in fact, let's put on the end. It's better practice to put this at the end. Okay, let's remove. We don't need this. Okay, another package that's very nice to use is Beautify, that indent your code, so you see how it's changed. Let's put a little bit. Okay, so okay, so it's the header, this is the header, this is the body. Okay, okay, so the body, let's put a comment here. The body contains the element visible in the page, on the page. Okay, so we have the elements of the body visible on the page here. So let's put a header. Okay, let's put a header, and we can write anything as you want. I want to display to us the page width, so let's write page width here, save. So you see live here, change page width. I have to put a span element, so in this span element I create an ID that is the name of width. I need this ID to select this element in my JavaScript file, because what I want to display at this position here of my site, at this position here, is the width of the home page. This is what I want to display here at this position here. Okay, is the width. Okay, so I create a span for this. I want to put a second header. Sorry, I want to put, for some reason, yeah, okay, yes, my keyboard was not working before, sorry. Okay, I would put a second header and I would write column drop. That's what we are implementing here, okay? Okay, so we have the column drop there. Okay, but we really start to implement the column drop now here. So for this web responsive design, until now, until now, it's very important, this line here. Okay, these two lines, and this line here that I will column drop, start to implement here. So I will put a container with 5 divs inside. So I need 6 divs. So let's create 6 divs. Way to implement fast in Emmet, instead to write everything by hand, I can put div. All the divs should have the class box, and I need 6 divs. I press tab, so we have everything here. In fact, the first is the container. That's not, it not have the class box, but will encloses the 5 box that I want, because I want to have 5 boxes here. Okay, so I put here, so it's my container with the 5 class box. Okay, and for each box, all the boxes have common properties that will be shared in this class box here. Okay, and I want the box to have different colors, so I have each box should be also have different classes that I can say this is this color, this is another color. So the first box we have the color of lime, so I'm write lime here because it's the name of the class also that I'm labeled like this. The second blue, the third dark blue, the fourth red, and the last orange. Okay, you'll see nothing because I have nothing writing here anymore, but I can put like 1, put 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then if I save here, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of those are my box that are in the container inside. Okay, so this is what you have to do in your HTML file. Now let's put the style for our web page. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do in this style.css is to align the header to the middle. I want the header to the middle, everything to the middle. So I put header 1 and header 2, and body should be center aligned. So the text should be center aligned. If I save, you see that changed at real time. Okay, what more I really need? Let's put some comment here. This is very important for column drop. Okay, column drop, we need to use display flex. Okay, so I put, for example, if you see our HTML file, you have a class container. On this container should have this property here, okay, container, okay, and it will be display flex and flex wrap and wrap. That it do exactly what the name are telling about. Okay, as soon as I have done this, you see that they are wrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 columns, 1 line. They are showing to us this now here. Okay, what more we need? You need this common property of each box that are in the container. So because each box should have like a width 100%, okay, and I will put a height of let's say first here, so you see that is one below each other because they have width of 100%, and let's put a more high here, like 200 pixels, okay, because they are like these boxes are like small containers that in real life it will have some image or text inside, so they do have some height also that I'm fixing here as 200 pixels, okay, only to show to you. Okay, but what more we need to do? Each box have different colors. this should be lime, this should blue. So let's implement this. So let's go to style.ssms. So the box with the class lime have the background color lime. Should be easy. Oh, lime. Okay, so we see. And let's keep doing this. I will copy this here more. So what we have here, you have blue now. So we have this blue. So the box with the class blue should have the color blue, the background color blue. Okay. The box with the background color dark blue should have the background color dark blue. Okay. So I keep doing this. Red should have the color red. Save. And the last orange should also have the color orange. Sorry, orange here. Okay, perfect. So we have your 5 boxes here with different colors. And what I also want to do is to label. I already have label here with number 1, 2, né? Has a label here. I already have labeled here with the number 1. Let's put a little bigger. The number of 1, number of 2, 3, but we cannot see very easy. So let's improve this. Let's improve this now. Okay, and let's improve this now. So what we should do, we should do this here, because a common property of each box is a common property here. So I have to put here, because as soon as I change this here, everything could change at the same time. Okay, so let's put here a comment, and I have to improve the text. So what I want here, I want to increase the font size. Okay, so font size, let's put 48 pixels. So you see that have changed here. And let's put white. It should be easier to see the color white. Okay. Okay. And now I also want to put it in the middle. Okay. To put the text in the middle of the box. To put the text in the middle of the box, I have to type 3 lines here. The first is justify content center. Okay, let's save. The second is flex direction, is column. And the last one is display flex. As soon as I save this here, you see that they are showing here. And it's almost, we are almost finished. You see that we have column drop here, the box 1, 2, 3, 4. The only problem now is we have to implement the breakpoints here, because now if I change the width of the viewport, it's nothing change. Okay, so we still have 1 column per line. As soon as I change the width, because now if I change the width of the viewport here, you still have 1 column per line, and I don't want this. I want to have, if you have a wider viewport, I want to have many boxes next to each other here. So let's put here media queries here. So here we have to media queries. We have to implement media queries. Media queries should be in the end of your CS code. Okay. So let's implement here. Let's put the first breakpoint. So the first breakpoint here. Sorry. So we have to put media, screen, and mint width 451 pixels. This means that when my screen's wider than 451 pixels, it will execute the code that I will type here now. Okay, what it will happens? I want that the lime, the red, the blue, put the blue, the dark blue, and the orange have the width of 50%. The arrow here, sorry, 50%. Okay, so it means that, could you see? as soon as the width is higher than 451, okay, here you can see that it's playing here, 451, I have now 2 boxes per line, let's say like this, okay? I want to put a second breakpoint here. Let's copy. Not more in 451 pixels, let's put 700 pixels. Width should be 20%, so I have 5 boxes line to line here. So if I increase if I let wider here, you see that I have box each one, so I have 5 columns, and as soon as I decrease the viewport, the columns start to drop. So instead of 5, I will have at some point 2, and if I keep going, I will have only 5. Okay? This is what you have to implement in CSS file. But I'd like to show to you how to display also here how wide is my viewport. I would like to show this to you, how wide is my viewport now. And for that, we have to implement the JavaScript here. Okay? So I want to show to you now here. Okay? Let's start the program. The first thing that you have to type is use strict. Okay? What is this? This shows any possible errors in console. Okay? So if you have some errors, it will be displayed here, your errors here. Okay? Okay, what more I will do? I will pass window, add event listener, load, and I use ES6 syntax. Okay. What I'm doing here is that design a load event that is fired when the whole page is loaded. Only when the whole page is loaded. So the load event, I am adding event list, add event listener to the page. It will be fired when the whole page is, the whole page is loaded, including all dependent resources such as images and so on. Okay? In fact, I don't need this because in my index.html file, I have put this in the end. But if I have put this here, I will have no problem. Okay, I will not do this, but I want to show to you. Okay, let's here. So I'm adding this here. Okay, and it's important to talk with you about this, because if you see this here, you know what it means. Okay, what I want is, I want to get this element here. I want to get this element here. I want to display exactly here in my structure, that to be here in my page, the width of my page. To do that, I have to select this element from the ID of this element at my page. To do this, I have to do like this. For example, I will create a variable with the name show width, and this variable you get will be the window.document.get element by ID, and I get the element is the width. Okay, so this what I have done is I attached this element, this done element here, this is span element, to my show width. So show width exactly is this here. Okay, what is window? Windows in my global variable. Let's show to you here. Okay, if I type window and enter, you see that this window here is my global object. Okay, sorry, it's my global object, global variable in your site. Okay, and window, it has window.document is my document here, that this is, if you type here type of, this is also an object. Could you see? So I have an object that is the whole window, and I have an object inside the object. And in this object window.document, I will call a method, that's a function, that's get element by ID. So for example, if I type the same code that I have typed before, let's go, let show with, I can put any name, okay? Let's increase it here because I increased too much. Okay, so let show with is equal window.document.get element by ID and is the width. Okay, if I press enter, you see that show width is already the element here, is the span width of my page. Could you see? The span with my page. And we see that this is a global variable object window. If you go inside here, you have a object with the name document. And if you go to the document, so you have to go to proto. Let's go down here. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. If you go to proto here, and let's see, let's go again down, again. Now it should be here, get element by ID. Exactly, get element by ID. So I'm calling this function here that it is inside of this document object that is inside of window object. Okay. So what I'm doing here is not magic, and in fact I don't need to type window. I can do this. Okay, I don't need to type window here. In ES6 there are another way to do this. I can also do here. I'll copy the same line. Instead to use get element by ID, I can use query selector. Then I have to put a hashtag here. So it's better to type like this. Okay, so I get my element here. Show width, né? Have appropriate inner HTML that should be the same as window. So we have, okay? So we have, if I type this line, you see that update here. But the problem is that if I resize the window, this number will not change. So to change this number, what we have to do is to call a function that the name is setInterval, works the same as setTimeout. The only difference that is native function already in JavaScript, that it to be called automatically in the background many times. It will be always called every millisecond. So setInterval here. So I use the S6 syntax. And then instead to put the line here, let's say, instead to put the line here, now see that we don't see nothing more here, I will put the line here. Perfect. Now you see that the number is changing, and it will be much easier to debug, because as soon as I am decreasing the viewport here, the width of the viewport, you see at the first breakpoint that 700 is the first breakpoint. You see that now I have two columns. You see that the name column drop, because dropped 3 columns. Now I have 2 columns per line. If I keep decreasing the width of my viewport, you see that I will have only 1 per line. Perfect. So I have here only 1 per line. Okay. So this is the column drop. What's important to know is in the HTML file is this here, is this code here. Okay, this is what implements the structure of the column drop. Plus, we should not forget this here also. This here, it's also very important. This here, okay, this here is very important. okay? And what is in style CSS what's very important that I have done here to implement the column drop are, if you look here, is in fact only, it's not so much only this here, okay? This here is nice to also, this is only to see, this you don't need, okay? And let's come down here, what more it's important here, and the media queries where I put the breakpoints. Okay, so this here, where I put the breakpoints, are very important. So we have 2 breakpoints. You can put many breakpoints as you want. Thank you very much. If you like the video, thumbs up, and if you don't want to lose any new videos, please subscribe.